Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Ladies in red. Discuss the latest news, just fans giving their views. This channel is red. They see the bar and raise it, plus they rep for the ladies. Trust it's red. Female voices in football. Red. If you want to talk up, it's a red channel for me and you. Subscribe and tune into the Ladies in Red.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Ladies in Red. A nice Saturday morning show with me and Zeo. I hope you're all doing really, really good. Zeo, how are you doing this morning?
Doing good, thanks.
Morning, afternoon.
Excited for the match a bit later. Yeah. I'm all right.
Excited. Yeah, excited.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm always excited until half time or whatever.
Until kick off, I think most of us, to be fair. As soon as that first whistle blows, they're like, oh, here we go again. When's the next international break? That's how it's felt lately. But we've got a good win in the week. Second half was fantastic against Brentford. I'm hoping that gives us a bit of confidence going into this game. But West Ham, I mean, there are no mugs this season, are there, that we've got to be aware of them.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the hardest challenges since Ralf's come in, I think. It's definitely going to show the direction that we're heading in and what our attitudes are going to be, because I think they're going to battle, so we're going to have to battle. So I think it's a really important game. Luckily, it's come when it's come now instead of at the start of when it came in, because I think they would have slapped us at the start when everything was not really on the mend. We're hoping that it's on the mend now. So yeah, it's going to be a big test, and I'm excited to see what attitude the team come out with, because that's what it's all about with Man United now. What attitude are they going to come onto the pitch with?
Yeah,
because they're all capable.
And like you say, West Ham are going to be up for it. They're very physical. We always talk about Declan Rice in that middle. Like the midfield have got to be at it today, because if not, we've seen it so many times this season, the midfield being overrun. I think that's going to be a key battle. But McTominay, arguably, other than De Gea, man of the match in the week, like a really good game. Then obviously he had that injury of his back. I'm hoping that he's okay. Do you see there being many changes? Like if you're Ralf, are you thinking why change it if it's not broken? Or do you think that we need to freshen up a little bit because of having that midweek game?
Oh, that's such a difficult question.
It is.
If you're asking me what I think Ralf will do, I think he'll keep it very similar. There'll probably one change max, and that's because someone has to go. So, well, two because Lingard, not Lingard, what's his name, Lindelof as well.
Lindelof, yeah.
But me, I still wouldn't be quite happy with how the team performed, so I would still be swapping and changing things. And I know we keep saying this name over and over, but I would still give Donny a go in that team. Like now, especially now Fred's playing a more advanced role, I don't see why Donny can't come into that role. So yeah, I would still be making changes because I still wouldn't be quite happy, but I think he will keep it relatively similar.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the only change will be, and this comment kind of touches on it, Lindelof obviously back to Sweden, and horrible sending love to his family for what happened. It's disgusting to hear that. Sadly, there are scumbags in the world. So yeah, it's horrible to hear that, but obviously he's gone back to Sweden. Totally understandable. So I think Maguire will come back in. Personally, I would rather see Phil Jones given a shot, if I'm honest. But I think it'll be Maguire. I think he'll walk straight back into the team. But I don't see there being any other changes, if I'm being totally honest. The only other one is if McTominay isn't fully fit. But then I think he'd probably put Matic in and not Donny, even though I know he's screaming when Donny to fill one of those midfield roles. But yeah, I think Maguire will come back in. How would you feel if that is the case, if Maguire comes back in?
Well, I already feel it because it's definitely happening. So I can tell you how I feel, not how I would feel. I feel a bit annoyed. I feel annoyed for Phil Jones, who played amazingly when he came in. Not that he hasn't got a mistake in him or whatever, but what kind of message is it putting across to other players and stuff like that, where you can be man of the match more or less and still not get another chance. So I'm annoyed with that. I don't think Maguire's been playing well. I think even when he came on the other day, he didn't look very good to me. So I just think that guy needs a prolonged period on the bench. While there's players ahead, I feel like nearly every defender we've got is ahead of Maguire right now for current form. So everyone deserves a chance ahead of him. And it's really going to annoy me that he's back in and he's going to give him the armband and everything back. And I just think, so what has this guy, what has he learned? I don't get it. I don't like, we'll see though, because maybe that little break was enough. We're not there with the training. We're not there with speaking to them and seeing the attitudes and having meetings with Maguire, seeing that he understands why he's been rested. We don't know. So maybe he's going to come on and have a worldie today. But in the last game,
I hope he does.
But in that back three, he didn't look good to me, but we'll see.
So we conceded when he came on, and arguably he should have attacked that first ball. I don't know why it was left to Tellez. I think you put him there. But yeah, I think this game is going to be tough. I think individual battles are going to be really key. I've already mentioned that midfield battle as well. Cristiano Ronaldo's an interesting one. Obviously, a lot. And you knew it was going to happen. He wasn't happy to come off, which you'd expect from Ronaldo. He obviously wanted to get on the score sheet, especially after his little chest pass and whatnot, his contribution. He felt like he could get a goal in the game. He's a winner. I would never expect Ronaldo to be happy to come off. I think I've been more worried if he was laughing as he came off.
Yeah.
So I like to see that. And obviously, Ralf spoke to him afterwards. But you know what it's like with the media, the press, they jump on it straight away. They're saying that Ronaldo possibly won't start in this game. Ralph's made a comment about his neck, that he's got a pain in his neck. Not referring to Ronaldo being the pain in the neck. He's referring to that Ronaldo has a pain in his neck. So, yeah, apparently he's a doubt. I can't see it. I think Ronaldo will definitely start in this game. But Cavani has travelled as well. Would you be too concerned if Ronaldo didn't start this game?
No. I don't even think... I love Ronaldo, and I think he's a top player, and I think he's the reason we're in the Champions League. He's the reason we're probably not getting relegated right now. But I don't think our team really hinges on him.
Yeah.
I really don't think so. I think because we're struggling to get delivery into the forwards anyway, it makes no difference if it's Ronaldo or if it's flipping Maguire up front for me right now, if you get what I'm saying, because they're not getting the chances anyway. Do you get what I mean?
We're not creating. Yeah.
If it was a Champions League game, I'd be like, you just have to play him for the sake of it. Like, he's the Champions League king, so he has to play. But this, I just think it can be not Maguire. It can be Cavani. It can be Ronaldo. It could be Greenwood. I don't see them getting much service anyway. And I've got faith in each of those players for when they get one or two chances to hit the target and hopefully score a goal. So it doesn't really concern me. As for his attitude when he came off, that's Ronaldo. And I almost want all my players to be annoyed that they've come off and be arguing like, why me? Because I want them all to feel like I've put effort in and you've took me off. I want them all to feel like that. I don't want anyone to come off and feel like, yeah, man, my job's done. No. I want everyone to want to scrape this team through this bad time. So,
yeah. I mean, we go back to the Maguire comments in the interview and he said, I'm here because I have to be after the Liverpool game. That attitude, you know what I mean? We don't want to see that. And I feel like we have been seeing that on the pitch. And I think seeing players who've got the desire, they want to play on, they want to play through injuries. I know he says bad, but you want to see that grit and that determination for the badge. And that's something that we haven't had for a long time. So seeing Ronaldo angry that he's coming off, I don't mind it. I do not mind it at all. It just shows that he's hungry. He wants to get on the score sheet and he wants to do more. He can't knock that at all. And I'm just hoping it's all been resolved, which I'm sure it has been. Like I say, he's just a winner. He's just a winner, isn't he? And that's what it is. But in terms of the West Ham team, like I've already mentioned, they're no mugs. They've had a very decent season. Moyes is doing a great job there. Obviously, they've had a bit of, over the Christmas period, you probably say that they stumbled a little bit, but no doubt about it, they're going to be up for it against us. And what players stand out for you for West Ham? Like, who are you afraid of when you look at their team?
The one that should be at our team, I think Declan Rice is going to have a field day in that midfield if we turn up the same way we've been turning up. I think he's going to have quite an easy day in there. But it also depends on McTominay's attitude as well, because if McTominay's on, I'm going to break everyone in this midfield McTominay mode, then...
McDominator mode.
Yes. So then it might be quite... then Declan Rice won't have an easy game, because McTominay does have fight. He doesn't necessarily have all the talent we need, but when it comes to throwing yourself about and not making people... You get what I mean? When it comes to not making people take the mick out of Man United, like, we're here, I'm in your face to play. That's McTominay for me. So that's going to be an interesting battle. If Maguire's playing and Antonio's playing...
Antonio will pin himself on him as well, you just know it.
Yeah, that...
He'll fancy that battle.
It might be a hard watch. That might be a difficult watch, and I'm a bit worried about that. Them are my main two concerns, really. Mainly Antonio, I think, against Maguire's a big worry.
Yeah, I think obviously Fornals has popped up with a few goals. Very, very good season so far. And we've already mentioned Antonio, but Bowen as well is a player that for me just seems to be getting better and better. I remember seeing him last season and thinking, I'm not too sure about him. I don't really see the hype around him, but this season I think he's really stepped up. And I think he's one that we need to be aware of as well. And as I said about Fornals, he's also popped up with some important goals for West Ham. So, yeah, not going to be an easy game at all. I'm not looking forward to it. Let us know your predictions in the chat as well. And also what teams you expect to see.
Who should they be worried about?
You're always going to be worried about Ronaldo. You're always going to be worried about him, of course, because it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and we all know he can get a goal out of nothing. I'm Blue, thank you so much for that. He said, no, Ronaldo was setting a bad example by not supporting the person that came on.
No.
Ragnar had to use time to calm Ronaldo down instead of helping the players on the field and coaching them. I don't know.
I think anyone could have came on. I think anyone could have came on. I think
I'm pretty sure
Ronaldo
when
could have
Rashford
replaced
scored as
Ronaldo.
well. Yeah,
Yeah, I
when
think
Rashford scored
Ronaldo,
as well, I'm sure.
a clone of Ronaldo could have replaced him, and he would have still went on the same. I think. Like, I don't think it was anything to do with who came on. I think it's just he wants to. He doesn't want to cruise. He wants to add to it. I've done an assist. I want to go. I want to add to what this team's doing. I don't want to be on the pitch cruising. Don't take me off. I've got more to give. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
But sorry, cut you off. Sorry.
No, go for it, go for it. I agree with you. I think it didn't really matter who was coming on, and I'm sure Ralf said as soon as Rashford scored, he turned and said, "Look, that's what I wanted. I wanted to boost his confidence as well." And I'm sure Ronaldo's not stupid. He'd totally understand. It's just in the emotion, obviously, of coming off, like you say, just having that pre-assist, as you like to call it, the little chest pass. He's thinking, you know what? I'm playing good. I want to get on the ball. I want to get a goal myself because you knew there was more goals in it. You can't knock that. He's a goal scorer. He's a winner. You can't knock it. If it had spilled over into the dressing room, and obviously, I don't know, he'd have gone out on Twitter and tweeted afterwards or something, or do you know what I mean? Anything cryptic like that, then of course that's different. But I think it was killed there and then in the moment, really, after Rashford scored that goal. It seemed like, oh, Ronaldo had to kind of shut up because Ralph's plan worked. And I know we did go on to concede, but like I said, bringing Maguire on didn't help that situation. I don't understand why Tellez was left to man that front post. I think he should have had a commanding defender in there, someone like Maguire, to win that first header, and it's almost like he didn't want it. But like I said, just Maguire will come back in today, I fully imagine. I would rather see Phil Jones because I think he deserves the shot. But Maguire will come in, and I hope that he does have a world of performance. I hope that he does, like you said, I hope that break was enough for him. But in terms of them looking at us, obviously Ronaldo has to be a worry. Rashford now scored. He's another one. Obviously, a lot of people have been knocking him. Do you think that goal will push him now, maybe to get a bit more confident, to be a bit more direct in his play?
I think it will boost his confidence, but I still don't think he should start. I still think he should come on as a sub again. I don't think, oh, you scored a goal, that's it, you're back in the team. For me, no.
Yeah.
But I do think, little bits for Rashford, just getting him back to the Rashford he was, but getting him back running at players and just, you can do it, Rashford. I just think starting him at the start of a game when Man United are not sure which direction this game is going to go in is not good for his morale right now. And he's not really a player that lifts the team either. Like, so we don't need him on the pitch to start the games when we're unsure of how we're going to turn up. So I think he should still be sub. And if he is, I'll be happy about that. But if he's starting, he's starting. I like Rashford, but I just think for the better for him if he's still a sub for a bit.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. And Bruno Fernandes midweek, especially that second half, but I thought he was quality. One of the better games we've seen for Bruno for a while. He was hungry, wanted to get on the ball. He was dictating it from deep. He was obviously finding pockets and he was causing issues for Brentford. I'm hoping we see a bit more of that today. It was kind of more of a free Bruno, wasn't it? And obviously he got the loveliest double assist, you'd say. But yeah, Bruno just looked more like Bruno, and I think it's been a while since we've seen that side of him.
Yeah, I ain't really got much to say about Bruno. I'm one of his biggest fans. Even when he's playing bad, I can see what he's trying to do. Even when he's moaning, I can see why he's moaning. When he comes off, he's another player that's not happy about coming off. I think he's got a great Man United type attitude, and I've always been a fan of Bruno. And I think Ralph's come in and kind of controlled him a bit. Like he's less messy, I want to say. Like there used to be a lot of passes that would be like, you didn't need to try that one. So, like, I feel like he's cleaned up his game a bit and his understanding of where players are going to be a bit more. And I think without Bruno, I think we're a pathetic team without Bruno. I'll go as far as that. Without Bruno, we seem pathetic. There's no connection. There's nothing. Bruno is our glue in that team, I think, and always been a fan of him. And he did look back to the Bruno that we was used to in the last game. And hopefully we can continue this form going forward.
That would be nice. That'd be nice. Aman, thank you so much for that super chat. Says, what's your opinion on the attitude leaks about CR7? I think Ronaldo is a winner, like I've already said, and I think he doesn't really mind who he upsets along the way. I think he wants to win. He's a champion. And with players who around him haven't been stepping up, I can fully understand that he would have probably let people know. This rumour about Maguire and him having a head-to-head, I could see that happening because I think Ronaldo couldn't care less. I think he wants to win. He wants what's best for the team. And I think that he would put people in their place. I don't think it's a case of where he's not trying his best for United, where he doesn't want for the best for the club. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a case where if someone isn't pulling their weight, he doesn't hold back. He would tell them. Do you see it that way, Zeo?
Yeah, I don't think Ronaldo's trying to maliciously like some of the players that are probably trying to get a transfer and stuff like that. They're just trying to maliciously do things. I think Ronaldo's looking around and saying, no, you can play better than this, or you should be playing better than this. You should be trying harder than this. You shouldn't be coming out and saying this about United. You should be training harder. Why are you all going home already? We lost the last game. Blah, blah. Do you get what I mean? That's Ronaldo's attitude. Like, what? You've just done the run and now it's time to go home. No, where's the extra effort? And he's probably, the head-to-head would have been with Maguire because he's the captain. So it would have been like, you're the captain. There's more responsibility on you, type of thing. And then it's that's what it's like when you even play football at lower levels. You got someone that hates losing, good players that hate losing, and they will moan at you for their slightest thing, and you just have to accept that that's what that player does. After the game, he's blessed, but during the game, he's moaning because I did this wrong. I did do it wrong. I just have to ignore him because that's what he does. He wants better. I agree. So it's just and I feel like these players, it's like they've just come into football at like under sevens or something, and they're coming home crying like, "Oh, Ronaldo's moaning at me." Like, come on, man.
Oh, it's getting dark. We've got to train till dark.
Do you get what I mean? Ronaldo said we have to do free kicks after training. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like,
we need to score from set pieces, man. It's just And Randon says Ronaldo has the best attitude. He grew up with Roy Keane, Ryan Giggs, and Vidic and Verdun. That must have helped him. But you are right. I think he has got that bit of backbone that we've kind of lacked. I think players have had it too easy for too long at United, and Ronaldo's a part of, obviously, Ralf coming in as well, a part of trying to instill a bit of, I don't know, a bit of normality, a bit of the expectations that we should have at the club, because it feels like they've massively dropped. A lot of people saying Bruno should be captain as well, and I totally agree with this. I think Elanga has been a breath of fresh air. I think amidst all this like negativity, he's been the shining light, as well as De Gea, but Elanga has taken his opportunity as well, and I was buzzing for him to score the other day, and what a great goal. And to be fair, a good assist from Fred as well, Zeo.
Yeah. I have to every day. I'm liking Fred a little bit more, but I still think he's not good enough for Man United. He has got another assist, and I'm not going to talk about Fred much because I'm not his biggest fan. But yeah, I'm happy that he's doing a bit better for Man United. But Elanga, his goal was just based off pure effort. The game before the game we just had, Rashford was getting criticised for lack of effort when the ball was being rebounded and stuff, and he was just on his heels.
Yeah.
Elanga was pure effort. Like he chased every ball and he got his goal. It wasn't a clean goal. It was kind of I want to call scrappy, but it was because he was in the right place, right time, chasing down the ball. And that's the attitude we need right now. People like Elanga and McTominay. And we need talent as well, but we need the talent to put the effort in.
Yeah. I'm Blue, thank you so much for the super chat again. It says, it doesn't matter how big you are, you should not challenge the manager out there in public. You don't see Matter complaining or buy disgraceful by Ronaldo. And I agree to an extent, but I think player power in football now is just ridiculous. You see it time and time again. Look at managers we've got sacked through the players not doing their jobs on the pitch and whatnot. I think player power is massive in football, and obviously Ronaldo is an example of that. But there's several players; it just happens week in, week out. And like I say, I've been more concerned if Ronaldo couldn't wait to get off the pitch. The fact that he wanted to stay on, he wanted to make a difference. I like that. And yeah, maybe he could have gone about it a different way. But like I say, I think it was kind of squashed there and then on the bench. It wasn't like it spilled over into the dressing room afterwards. It wasn't like it's come out in public afterwards as well that he's, I don't know, slating Ralf or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't seem a toxic situation. I think it was just in the emotion of the moment, if that makes sense.
It's like
that's why I see it.
Sometimes as fans as well, it's like we forget that people have emotions. Like if you was Ronaldo and felt like you was doing well and thinking, yeah, we're starting to smash it now, we're finally getting through, and you get taken off, you're going to be like, yo, what the? Like, you're going to be annoyed. You've got emotions. You probably can't hide it. Ronaldo doesn't come across to me as a person that's good at hiding his emotions. Like, I've seen some things when he wasn't at Man United thinking, Ronaldo, you need to chill out. Like on the pitch where he's moaning at people for not passing. He can't hide it. So what he did is, for me, is expected of him. He's a human being who's not perfect, but he wants to give his all for Man United, and that's
it pretty much is perfect, though, isn't he? If there's anyone who's close to perfect, it's Ronaldo,
his attitude might not be like parts of his attitude when things ain't going his way might not be perfect. But the only thing we should care about is he wants to give his all to Man United to making the whole team better. And he said in his interviews, we must come in the top 4, did he say, or something like that? And we're still in the champion. He believes we still can win things. He's probably one of the only people there that believe we can still win things. Do you get what I mean?
He said we should be top 3. He said not top 4. He said I don't want to be fighting for 5th, 6th, 7th. He wants to be fighting for top 3. We should always be in the top 3.
And I bet he thinks we can win the Champions League. And I bet he's one of probably 3 players that think it.
He does.
Do you get what I mean?
He
the
does.
Other 2 players probably don't even get onto the bench that think they can win it. Do you get what I mean? Ronaldo's probably the only starter that thinks we can win the Champions League. And that is the attitude I want at my team. No, Bruno, sorry. Where am I going with that? But
yeah. No, you're right. His attitude is spot on. We want that winner attitude. But I do agree, it probably could have been dealt with differently. But the way that the game is now, unfortunately, player power is just a massive part of it. And thank you so much for that super chat. It says, Ronaldo doesn't mind, but what does it show about the team? said it time and time again. Ronaldo coming in, Ralf coming in, I think they've upset certain players who've been having it too easy for a long time. And I think that's what needed to happen. The air needed clearing. And I'm just hoping that that's being done now and we can almost start a clean slate and start again. That's what it feels like, doesn't it? Because they've just been getting away with mediocre performances now for far too long. And we still haven't seen a full 90-minute performance where I think, you know what, we played well today. The second half against Brentford was fantastic, but how good would it be to see a 90-minute performance where, you know what, we just dominated from start to finish? Can't remember the last time I saw that. And Amon said, it's not about player power with Ronaldo, it's standards. Yeah, you're all right, you're all right. But what I mean is he has power, though. No doubt about it, he has power in that dressing room with Ralf as well. He's in his ear constantly. I can imagine him. But it's not because, don't get me wrong, I think Ronaldo can be quite selfish and whatnot, but I think it's because he wants the best for the club. He knows where this club should be at, as he spoke about in his interview, and I think he's doing all he can to get it back there. And if it's upsetting certain players along the way, I don't think he really minds about that, Zeo.
No, and I don't think he should either, because those players that are getting upset by things like that shouldn't even be playing football, because that will happen to you at every club you go to, unless you go to super low level clubs where it doesn't matter what your result is. So you want to play for Man United, the fans are winners, the players are meant to be winners. Everyone, we're used to winning at Man United. I know it sounds like big-headed or whatever, but we want to see good performances. If you're not going to win, we still have to see a good performance. And if you think anything else is acceptable, then go and play for someone else, and don't even bother sign to another team in the Premier League, because it's going to be the same everywhere you go. That's that's what I think.
I'm blue. Thank you so much for that. It says Ronaldo knew that we were 2-0 down. We drew last match against Villa 2-2, and Ragnick wanted to defend. I'm not knocking Ragnick. I think he made the right choice. I totally think, and I'm sure Ronaldo afterwards, like I say, especially after Rashford scored that next goal, I'm sure he thought, you know what, like I'm in the wrong here. Like I say, he ain't stupid, but yeah, I think Ralf obviously learned his lesson, and that's what you want to see. You want to see a manager learning this lesson. I had a conversation with a few people saying the fact we went 3 at the back and we were winning, like it's like a backwards mentality to defensive mentality. But I see it as actually progression, because we're learning from our mistakes. You know what, we saw the game through. And you often say, like, champions, I'm not saying we're champion material, but I'm saying champions, they see the game through. Even when you're not playing too well, you come out with a result at the end of it, and that's the main thing, isn't it? And it was all about the result the other day. And that second half performance was outstanding. I definitely want to touch on this. Delo and Telles, they have been...
I was hoping you'd bring that up. I was hoping...
Especially Delo against Brentford. I thought he was quality.
I want to argue with Acid again.
Go on then.
You're agreeing with Acid there?
I think they play quality. Like, they've impressed me, especially Delo the other night, because like, Delo's always one that I've questioned. I've always thought, I'm not quite sure about it. But I feel like with each game, he seems to be getting better. It's not the finished article yet, no over his Telles, but I don't know. I feel like they're finding their feet. From when they first came to us and we saw them playing to now, like that they've improved massively.
I think Delo has done, not going to swear, bleep all. I think he's done nothing. I think he can't cross. I think he can't cross. I think he's crossed. Like, loads of them he kicks out, and I think they're always going over people's heads. People always moan about Wan-Bissaka and his delivery, and I feel like Delo is the same. Like, we're not getting lots of delivery from Delo. I don't feel like
you're telling me that you'd rather have Wan-Bissaka?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm definitely not saying that. I like Wan-Bissaka, but I agree. Wan-Bissaka is not good at crossing, and we don't get a lot of delivery. But I don't believe Delo's good at crossing, and we get a lot of delivery either. I think Delo's crosses are always overhit, and I feel like we're not seeing crosses go in. Telles plays a lot of balls in. They're not.
He has put some wicked balls in. There's been no one there,
I know, but I don't feel like Delo's doing it. I really don't feel like he's doing it. People are probably going to argue with me, but every time that guy crosses the ball, I get annoyed. Every time.
But at least he's putting crosses in, rather than stumbling over the ball
as I think people say.
Coming back inside. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think I think he does that a lot as well. I think he cuts inside a lot as well. I don't think there's much difference between him and Wan-Bissaka. I'm being dead honest. I really don't think he's that much better. I'd rather have the defensive Wan-Bissaka
and say, Delo is my right back. Like, I want him to start every game. He's my number one choice right back. So I agree with you. I still don't think he's the quality of right back that we should have. I don't think he's quite there. And like I say, he's still not finished article, so I'll give him his due with that. Like, but I do feel like he's got much better. And I think it's been refreshing to see a right back who can, if he wants to, go down the line, cross it in, or can cut it in. And don't get me wrong, like I say, I wouldn't say he's put an amazing ball in, but I think a lot of the time, like, he's an outlet for us. We look more balanced with him in the team because we're not afraid to go to that right hand side. Like, it feels like there's more end product there, or more chance of end product there.
Do you know
Whereas with Wan-Bissaka, I felt like there was a reluctancy to go and use our right back because he was just constantly just going back inside. Like, it was the same every single attack. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were so repetitive.
What I say, based off them two players, I feel like when Delo plays, there seems to be more confidence in the team to pass it out to that side. Yeah. That's what I'll say. I think people might hesitate a bit to give it out to Wan-Bissaka on that side. But I don't think we're achieving better results with Delo there. That's what I'm going to say. But that's my opinion. I'm not saying it's right. It's just what I notice when I feel like I'm watching.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'd try at what's his name? Young one. I'd try that geezer that used to play left back for us. No, the other one.
Who?
He played left back for us a few times a couple of seasons ago. He's young.
I don't know.
Williams, Brandon Williams.
Oh, at Norwich at the minute.
Yeah, bring him back. Actually. Bring him back.
See, again, is Williams really...
Better than both of them. I think going forward, Williams will be better than both of them.
I don't know. I think the jury's still out. Big up to Lewis. I hope you're good, Lewis. Delo has looked better going forward, and defensively he was solid. I think he was solid the other night. I think he's still got to go on that consistency, because I think at times he's looked very vulnerable defensively as well. But I did think against Brentford, that's probably his best game for us the other night. I thought he was outstanding, genuinely. And I thought Tellez played really well. And you mentioned about crosses. I think Tellez put a few in there, and there's just no one in there. You're thinking Ronaldo, stop drifting out wide, you get yourself in there. But Williams, yeah, I think he's suspect. I'd agree with that. I think he's played well for Norwich, but I don't know if he's kind of found his level.
You lot are moaning about going forward, so like that's what I'm
both.
saying. Okay.
But I agree with this. I'm blue. We do attack them both sides. Now that Delo is there, there isn't that reluctancy to think, oh, we've got to play back inside again. We're not reluctant to use Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka, we know defensively, I'm sitting here slating him, but defensively, 1-to-1, it's very rare he gets beat. He's quality at that, but we've said it many times. You need to have more in your game to play for United. I think dynamism is the right word there. I think with Delo there, he just offers us a little bit more. But defensively, he's still yet to prove to me. It was solid even not against Brentford, but defensively, he still has to prove to me, because I think he has seemed vulnerable at times as well. So it'd be interesting. But do you think them two will start again today? Obviously, Shaw was suspended last game, but can you see Shaw coming back in, or do you think it'd be Tellez and Delo?
Yeah, I don't think he'll bring Shaw straight back in. I think he'll play. I think he prefers Tellez and Delo, and I can definitely see why with Delo, but I personally don't think he's that much better. With Tellez, I can see what he's hoping. Because you can see glimpses in Tellez where it's like if he gets firing and the striker stays in the box, it's going to be very dangerous. But I think Shaw's capable of it as well, so it's a bit strange. So I think if Tellez and Shaw both got to their peak form, I think Tellez would be the better player, and I think you can kind of probably see that when they're on.
I think with each game, them two play, they're getting better.
Right.
It's not helping having a different centre-back partnership probably week in, week out as well. Like you want a consistent back four, and we haven't really had that. Maybe we can find that now. If Maguire comes in and he finds his form, which we're hoping he can do. Hoping is the key word there. Yeah. Not seeing it happen, but maybe. But if it Shaw comes in, I wouldn't mind it. If Tellez starts, I wouldn't mind it as well. I'm at that point at the minute where I'm not really fussed. But I think
Shaw's better defensively than Tellez.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Especially if Shaw hits the form he was at the Euros, like Shaw should start all day. But he just hasn't reached that form again. Like last season, he was incredible, but he just hasn't, unfortunately, reached those heights yet. And hopefully, like we said about Maguire, hopefully he can replicate that. But we'll see. Guys in the chat, let us know your score predictions for the game today against West Ham. I'm going to ask Zeo's very, very shortly as well. This is a hard one to call. I think this is going to be a tight game. I really do. But then again, I thought Brentford was going to be tighter than it was. Maybe we can surprise. Who knows? What are you thinking, Zeo? What are your thoughts on this one?
You need to go first for once. You go first.
Okay. We're at home, which normally should reassure you. Our home
Don't we play better away?
Our home form is not incredible. I think we'll concede. I definitely think we'll concede. I don't think we look shored up enough at the back. If Maguire, I know it sounds bad, but if Maguire starts, I do feel like definitely we're going to concede. I'm just hoping we can edge it going the other way. I'm going to say 2-1 to United. I think we might just edge it. Maybe Ronaldo or something. I think we might rely on a bit of De Gea again. West Ham will definitely have the chances. We've got to looks on our side. I think those individual battles, especially in that midfield, is what worries me today. But I'm going to say 2-1 to United. Let's help you out. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. So we've got a 1-1 here. 3-1 to United from Akervin. I like the confidence. 3-1 to United from Zoe. Are we getting anybody in January? Apparently not. Blue, apparently not. Zachariah was the player that we were linked to, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. We all know we need players, CDM, centre-back even, but doesn't look like it's going to happen, unfortunately. Maybe Ralf hasn't got the power to sign anyone, who knows. 3-2 to United there. Which United? I'm hoping you mean Manchester United. West Ham fan here would take a point today. We have not strengthened this window and are looking tired, says John. I guess, John, know that you guys are fancying your chances, especially at Old Trafford. Like I say, we're not really renowned at the moment for playing the best at home. you got the blueprints, obviously, after what Wolves did the other week as well. Like, do you think West Ham would be maybe feeling more optimistic than you normally would come into Old Trafford? Because, like I've already mentioned, like this season, you've been very impressive. Moyes is doing a great job. But you are right, obviously, with Europe and obviously 3 games in a week, you're going to be playing on regular occasions. Do you think your squad is maybe a bit too thin to cope with that? I'll be interested to see what your thoughts are on that, John. 2-0, Maguire masterclass. Are you expecting a Maguire double? A Maguire double, is that what you're saying, Lawbreaker? But that would be nice, a 2-0 win. And Alan, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It said, loving the show. So glad to catch you live. I'm glad you've caught us live as well. And it's gone for a 3-1 prediction. I like it. This is so hard to call, though. Blue's gone for 2-2. I literally, today is more about the result than performance in my eyes. Obviously, a nice performance would be great. But I think games like this, obviously, people in and around us who are going to be scrapping for that top 4 as well. Surely it's more about the result today, isn't it?
Well, I'm looking through these scores and I'm just like, I should have said mine first because it would have been more positive. But yeah, it's definitely about. I feel like every game we've had coming up and previously, recently, has been more about the result than the performance. Like, even though we want to see that, it's been about effort and the result. That's what it has been about. More so than, oh, you're a world-class player. We just want effort and a result. But after seeing all these scores coming in, I think I'm going to go 1-1, which is awful.
Oh, okay. Okay. Who do you think's going to score?
Oh, geez. Mason. Nah, Mason Greenwood's been off it recently.
He scored the other day, though.
Yeah, I know.
And he'll start, I think.
There's going to be a penalty in the game. I don't know which team to. Let's say Bruno scores then.
I'll take that. But I'd rather it be a win to United. Of course,
know, yeah.
Course.
I know.
I've gone for 2-1. Ronaldo goal, and I'm going to say Varane to get his first goal. That would be nice.
Really?
Score from a set piece. I'm going all out for today. I'm going all out. I'm going to score from a set piece, which is mind blowing anyway. But Varane's also going to score it. Yeah, I'm going for a random one. But yeah, 2-1. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think we will concede. I'm just hoping that, 1, De Gea keeps us in it, and 2, we take our chances at the other end. So I don't think there's going to be many chances. We haven't really created much, and they're going to be fairly solid, you'd think, defensively. But yeah, I think it's going to be an intriguing one, definitely. Guys, I'll be back live with May straight at full time after the game. Obviously, come and join us there for hopefully discussing a win. That would be nice, wouldn't it? But yeah, we'll be straight after the game, immediate reaction. So come and join us there. But it's been a great show. Zeo, thank you so much for joining me. As always, just pleasure. Let people know where they can find you on all socials as well.
At Zeo Leonardo, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. If you like music, and I talk about football on this channel, so safe. Make sure you subscribe and like on this channel, like the video to get it out there to more people. And yeah,
thank you. Yeah, go and follow Zeo. Fantastic, really talented rapper. Also did a United rap on my channel. You should definitely check that out. Taking Names, where he took you guys out to chat and put it into a rap.
Scared to do another one.
Yeah, we'll be doing
holding
another one.
We're holding off.
We don't know what to rap about at the minute. We don't know how to swing it. That's why. But yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. But as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning us. Really appreciate it. Really interesting chat today. Definitely interesting to takes on what the score is going to be. I think it shows how everyone's a bit unsure about this when it could go either way. So hopefully it's a good game regardless. Me and Maz will be back after the game. But if you are new, please hit that sub button, hit a like on the video. If I've missed your comment, I haven't done it on purpose, just drop it on afterwards. I'll always respond there. But enjoy the game. Have a lovely day, and we'll speak to you later.